There she is. There they both are.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so everyone, I am so honored to be here today with Zoe and Ivana Ole. They are the co-founders of an amazing company called Beautiful Curly Me, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. I met Ivana last week when I was doing my virtual small business tour in Atlanta. Sitting from this chair, I've been visiting cities. And her daughter Zoe is a CEO at 9 years old, and she's on a mission to empower young girls of color. And they create beautiful black dolls. Here's mine. This is actually my niece's Hanukkah present, so I'm gonna show it on this and then wrap it all up and give it.
Awesome.
For and Zoe is also the author of 2 children's books, both released in 2020. I'm so honored to be with you both on Instagram Live. So thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. So, Zoe, I want to start with your story. How did you get started? What was the inspiration behind Beautiful Curly Me?
Well, it really all started when I was 6 years old and I did not like my hair. And so I wished it was straight like my classmates. And my mom did everything she could to help me, including getting me a black doll. And I liked her, but she did not have hair that looked like mine. And I still did not feel good about myself because of that.
Right. I mean, Zoe literally came home, like she said, and she, was, Mommy, why is my hair not straight or pretty? She used those words, and it really broke my heart because, what mother wants to hear their child feels less beautiful than, that she really is, right? And so just running around trying to figure out how to help her out, and she really pointed out something that I hadn't noticed, which was, the black dolls in the stores had straight, silky hair. And so seeing that, and she said, Mommy, why doesn't this doll have hair like mine? Why doesn't this doll have braids or curly hair? I went back to the stores, couldn't find anything, and
I said I start a business and I wanted to do something about it.
And so I was, taken aback. She was 6 years old.
I mean, for me, this doll means so much because many years ago, so I'm like super old, and
No, you're not.
I have a goddaughter who's one of my best friend's daughter, too. They're twins, actually. And they were, oh God, I want to say 5 or 6. And I was dolls for them. I wanted a doll that was black. They're black. I didn't want to give them, a white doll.
Right.
A doll that was anatomically correct. A lot of dolls, if you blew them up, they would fall over because you can't breast that big and a waist that small on a real person.
Right.
I know what that does to girls and their body image. And I wanted professional. I didn't want her to be a beauty queen. I didn't want her to be like putting on a swimsuit. I wanted like the doctor, the lawyer, or like
that representation is so important. Yeah.
But I couldn't find any of that. There were every doll of every, had a certain shape and it looked like this anatomically incorrect thing. And they certainly weren't professional. And so when I met you and I got this last week, I mean, not only is she beautiful with her curly hair, but she's anatomically correct. This is a real girl. And if you blew her up to real size, she wouldn't fall over. So, I know you set out, Zoe, on hair and you set out on race, but you're doing a lot. You're doing that, and that is so important, but you're doing something else, which is I think you're helping girls feel good about their hair, their skin, and their bodies. And their bodies. And
very
that's
true.
So wonderfully, wonderfully important. So, Zoe, you are a kidpreneur, kid entrepreneur.
Kidpreneur.
Old, and I wanted to do something. Let's say there are other kids out there, hopefully watching with their parents. Kids aren't supposed to be on Instagram. Watching with their aunts, watching with their godparents.
Yes.
Or their uncles, or their fathers. What is your advice to other kids who might want to start a company, who might want to be entrepreneurs, Zoe? How do we learn from you?
Well, I would say some of my tips are get started, done is better than perfect, and always remember that there are people out there that are ready to help you and support you, and you don't have to do everything by yourself. And know that it's okay to fail, and mistakes help us to get better at things. So yeah.
Is your mom the one helping you?
Helping. Oh, in terms of, oh, you mean from her tip? Oh yeah, absolutely. I am her person, so I help her for sure. But there's a whole lot of people in her life, and that it takes a team, it takes a village to really run a successful business. And so we're definitely grateful for the support of partners, the support of
our team.
And mom.
Well,
But
saying
she's
you
the
don't.
driving force behind everything. So it all starts and ends with her.
That's thing. But
Yeah.
sitting with you, as she says, you don't have to do everything. Shout out to all the moms out there.
Absolutely. But I think the big thing I love that what she said is get started. Like a lot of us are so afraid to fail that we don't start. So the best way to learn is to start and fall and start and keep going.
And a lot of people think that it has to be perfect, like the perfect time to start. But if you wait for that, you're going to be waiting forever.
Absolutely.
I gave up on perfect a long time ago. So last week we celebrated Giving Tuesday. Such a wonderful tradition. I think my friend Rob Reese, who's a professor at Stanford, was part of establishing that tradition, which I didn't even know. But it is pretty exciting to see so much giving activity. And you giving back is a pretty big part of your mission. So you're not even just doing girls that make girls feel good about their background, their identity, their hair, their bodies, but you're giving back as well. Tell us about it. What are you doing and how do we support you?
So we really have our Gift a Doll model, which is for every doll bought on our website, we give one to a young underserved girl.
Right. And so that's so it's basically a buy one, give one, as she mentioned. But even for folks at home that are not able, not able, that don't have a little one in their life, they still can gift a doll by going to our site and purchasing
a doll for another girl.
Absolutely. So how can they find you?
Well, of course you can
to do that for Christmas. Do you give out those as Christmas gifts?
Yes, and we actually do that all year round, right? So it's because you think about it, right? Around the holidays is when there's a lot of concentration of giving, but then no one's thinking about these kids for their birthdays or for other just everyday occasions. And so for us, it's important to do this year round. And so yeah, holiday is obviously a busy time, but yeah, we definitely always set aside a doll for every doll purchased to give all year round. And so we partner with various nonprofits, both local and around the country, to give these dolls.
So meaningful.
So you can gift a doll on our website, beautifulcurlyme.com. And yeah.
I'm planning on doing that right after this, and I hope some of our viewers will join me.
Yes.
So Zoe, at 9, having accomplished all this, I feel like this is not the end of your story.
Not even close.
You're already empowering so many girls. What's next for you? What's next for you, sweet girl?
Well, I'm working on a podcast that's launching next that'll be launching next year, as well as I'm writing a couple of books. And really, we plan on expanding our product line to more dolls of different skin tones and shades and more stuff.
Yeah.
And we also are going to expand our giving programs because we know there are millions and millions of girls out there whose lives we can really impact.
Absolutely. So, yeah. And then talking about that, most of the world has curly hair. About 66% of the world has curly hair. So there's a huge world out there outside of the United States. So right now we ship, internationally, but we want to double down on that. We really want to go global with this brand. Zoe has huge dreams and aspirations. And so I think for me as a mom, it's my job to just help her, guide her along the way and help her bring this to life. And so I think our next step is really how do we take this brand international? How do we reach girls all over the world?
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to say?
And impact lives everywhere.
Absolutely. And so partnering with other organizations and companies to really help us expand that giving program will be key. She mentioned expanding our product line, more empowering content. She's writing a book. She already finished one this year. We just weren't able to get it out before Christmas, but she's already working on another book, and so she's busy. And she also has a big idea for a TV show, so stay tuned on that. We'll see how we can make that happen as well.
Amazing. Well,
yes.
Could not be more inspired by you, Zoe. Ivana, just so inspired by you. That's why when we met last week, I was like, let's go together.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Feel good about who they are, how they look, what they can be. And the example you were setting, this was the highlight of my month, really.
Oh,
I'm
Thank you.
with all 5 of my children.
Oh, thank you so much.
This means a lot.
Thank you so much. It's so important to tell our girls that they can do anything and be anything. Absolutely. Thank you.
Gift a doll, get a doll.
Yes.
Hug you both. Congratulations.
Lots of hugs.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.